Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you another video. All right, so just kind of want to run off a few things on my mind, NBA stuff. Um, just kind of rapid fire in a way. We'll see how it goes, but it'll probably be a short video because my food is almost done for a change when I start this thing. So the first thing I want to say is, I saw the Kyrie Irving apology, or the most official apology, the latest official apology. Um, and he looked sad. He looked broken down. He looked stressed, and he looked like he was wearing those emotions on his sleeves. Um, I just look at that situation and say, he said that he felt he should have did some things differently and should have handled things differently initially. I want to know what he felt like that was, and what he would do differently, and I would love to know what they did ultimately to inspire um, a new mindset in regards to this. I would like more of an elaboration on what it is that ultimately just took place, um, because I'm not spiritually bankrupt and emotionally bankrupt, and I can see that person is stressed out in a way that looks like he's been through a great deal of strain and possibly a lot of pressure, maybe even some uh, further bullying, from which we've already seen on the forefront, probably a lot more behind the scenes, and the type of things that I think can be possible just make me wonder if they were able to squeeze him in places of the heart that would otherwise make him capitulate. And I look at KD and the fact that he hasn't come out with a trade demand, and the fact that keeps everything in place for the Nets. Because if he does that, of course, we'll see a repeat of what just happens to where his value drops. So I just look at all this and I say everybody's trying to put themselves in a position, I think, to look stable. And if I'm looking at this as a chess game, I think Kyrie just did that, try to get his value back to a place where it needs to be so they can ultimately trade him. Because right now, as long as he's viewed as someone who's anti-Semitic or has this type of energy around him without completely doing all the bells and whistles, then it's hard to move him. And ultimately, he's going to finish out this season as a net, and I don't think anybody wants that at all. So I think that could be one angle for why he ultimately apologized. But it looked to me that he just looked really stressed making that apology. It seemed like it was not a peaceful set of meetings that they just had him sit down with these leaders, or whatever it is they had him do. It looked like it's been worrisome, tiresome, taxing, and ultimately very stressful. And I think that was intentional. I think they wanted to wear him down. I think they wanted to buck break him, and I think they wanted to show all of us that none of us and none of our children who come into the league, or any league for that matter, dare disrespect the Jewish community. And that is something that does not inspire love in my heart for anyone. And I say that with a great deal of love already in place, but a lot of hurt for what has been demonstrated yet again for my people to see and understand in regards to where we matter in comparison to said people. And that comparison should never be. I don't think that's love when you pair people against one another and say these people's feelings matter more than theirs people's feelings, and that you were trying to find your heritage. It's disrespectful to them, and that's not acceptable. I don't accept that. And so whether Kyrie Irving is sorry for what he posted, I'm not sorry that he posted it, because I saw it and I seen what I needed to see there. And I think most people did. So those who are squeezing him from behind the scenes must understand that their squeezing will be coming soon. We know our brother Kyrie has been put through a great deal of hell because of you. And we also know you've done it to many people before him as well. This ain't over. So I just want to let everybody know that before I further my conversation. All right, let's move on to other things. Okay, so look at the Lakers today. Of course, we got a basketball game coming up. And the San Antonio Spurs, our team that we're going to be looking at. And of course, everything that's been talked about in regards to the Lakers has to do with trades. And so as I look at trades that are possibly down the pipeline, I think about Kyrie Irving, a player that the Lakers have long wanted. Now, my GM brain is very separate from my support Kyrie brain. Anybody who watches me knows I have a completely separate synopsis as it pertains to what it takes to build a team. And I respect price tags very much, because in my GM mind, I'm always looking for a discount, because the system itself is set up for me to fail if we're not allocating funds absolutely properly, right? Because that's the game. You got to make sure the money goes in the right places to the right players that fit so that you can have a team that's good enough. So that's why you got to be, all pocket watching all these players and stuff like that, and pocket watching these owners, because it really does come down to those things. So as we look at those things, we say, okay, we adhere to that so that we can keep our team good. If we overpay for Kyrie, that means the team ain't good enough. We're bringing him to a bad situation. We want to get him for the lowest possible price for ourselves so that we can bring him to a situation that can ultimately help him win. That's the same thing I say about anybody who's going to be traded to our team. If we're going to be giving up picks to get you, I think what's in the Lakers' best interest is to have it already in mind what type of agreement would be available upon negotiation, maybe even an extension early on so that the negotiation process never reaches free agency. That's the type of agreement I would want upon trading for a guy like Jakob Poeltl, depending on if I want to resign the person. Kyrie Irving, it depends on if they want to resign him. So for me, in regards to Kyrie, it's very specific that we need him for this season, so that we can kind of complete the idea that the team initially was supposed to be in regards to what we want it to look like. We can finish that vision, bring in Kyrie, maybe a different piece as well, and then see what it is that ultimately what the plan was from the beginning. So I don't know if the Lakers are now still on that same train. We won 2 games in a row. Maybe that makes people feel a little better. We saw how Thomas Bryant and Schroeder come back. Maybe a couple guys also are playing a little better than they were to start the season, so we feel a little better about our ability to add less to the team than we thought when we were really bottoming out early on, and still be able to reach our goals. So, yeah, maybe we don't need as much as we might have thought when everything was completely haywire 2 weeks ago, but at the same time, the bigger picture is if we're not going to bring us enough, whatever that may be, then we're probably not doing the right thing with what we have in regards to our future. So we must not overpay for any pieces, including Kyrie Irving, whose value is down at this time. So as we said, that apology and all of that stuff is going to affect his price. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get it so that they can put them picks back on the table in regards to us and Kyrie Irving. And what I say is, the GM in me is like, I understand that's what they're trying to do, but I have no interest in capitulating to that, especially when the Brooklyn Nets have a reputation for not really being that great of a team in regards to making trades. I think we can very easily take that to the negotiation table and hold it as such. We don't necessarily need to pay full price for anything that they have, to be honest with you. And I'm sure they feel the same way about us. So I think we drive a hard bargain. They're gonna have to continue to try to fix their situation, so that they can get something out of us in regards to making those trades. Now, Russell Westbrook playing better also works in our favor in regards to those options. Fact of the matter is, he's worth a lot more than he was just 2 weeks ago, and so because of it, that could also help us in regards to the type of trade we would make out there for him in general. Maybe it might cost 2 picks to get rid of him, but we're not as eager to get rid of him because of how well he's playing. So that puts us in a better position to hold out and not do anything if people try to lowball us. So these are the type of things I'm looking at as a fan. I'm not too eager for the Lakers to make a bad decision or anything at all, really. I just want them to make their next move a move that doesn't put us further in a hole. You know what I mean? If you find that you believe in this team this year, I will not be upset seeing a team that's successful. But if you're going to give up more of my future and make this more like 2020, and then after that I'm going to suck and know it, as a fan, I don't really support that. I know AD and Bron probably support that for their own timeline, and I get it. If I were in their shoes, I would definitely be screaming that. As for those who are LeBron fans, you're just going to have to stand on the other side of me because it makes all the sense in the world for you to more so care about his timeline. So you just got to stand on the other side. What makes sense for you don't make sense for the Lakers, period. And that's why it's time for us to move on. That's it. That's all there is to it. I don't have any disrespect in my heart when I say that. It's just that we can't meet each other's needs anymore. And I think most Lakers fans and most LeBron fans, if they're looking at this the right way, they kind of see it that way. It ain't got to be an ugly breakup. It ain't got to be, you know what I'm saying? We just got to understand what timelines actually are. He's 38, and we have very little assets. If we had all our picks like the Knicks, we could do this and feel great about it. But right now, that's just not where we are. And with Anthony Davis's value being all over the place from week to week based on how well he's playing or how healthy he's feeling. His value is up and down, up and down. Right now, it's up. I try to trade him now. He mess around and have a bad couple of games, it'll be down on the floor again. It's just like too much of what we have is leaning on health, and not enough of that is balanced out so that we can at least have some future, or something that makes us feel good about what it is that we're doing going forward. So as I look at the Lakers, that's my main thing. Just cut ties with everybody that needs to be cut ties with, and from there, we can lose for a reason. We lose for a purpose with picks and young players to make sense. I was listening to the Kareem report just now. He was talking about Bol Bol. He's been on the same thing I've been talking about in regards to Bol Bol. There's no reason not to believe in Bol Bol. He was like 7'2". He can play like a guard, and he plays defense. So as far as I can tell, that's everything. That's pretty much what you need. And the fact that so many teams passed up on him, including us, when there were opportunities to pick him up, it's just baffling to me, and it's been baffling the whole time. Even when he was going through the knee injury situation, I said when he got to the Celtics for a split second that they should just keep him and hatch him and hold him for a year and a half. But for some reason or another, he wasn't able, I guess he chose Orlando. I don't know how that went, but he ended up in Orlando, and now he's going to go off and be who it is I knew he was going to be, who it is that Kareem knew he was going to be. The guy is tall as heck, plays like a guard, and his dad played in the NBA at a very, very high level, as we all know. So even though he didn't get a chance to see his pops play because he was a baby when he passed, he got all of his daddy's gifts, all of them. So it's like, let's just see what the guy going to do. Throw him out there, and don't worry about whether or not he's going to be strong enough or whatever the concerns would be. Honestly, I can't think of any concerns. When I watch him play, I'm like, he's a little shorter than Wembanyama, but he's pretty much doing all the stuff I expect Webb to do. So if y'all really want to play games with him, by the way, Wembanyama had like 7 threes today in the game that he played. I ain't seen the highlights yet, but you can see why all these teams are tanking. But it's just one of those situations where it's like, y'all did not value Bol Bol properly as a league NBA. You just didn't. And now that the kid's going completely off, Orlando's probably going to get a championship if they can keep this core together. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's about 7 or 8 players on that team that should probably never leave that team. And so it just sucks that they are not going to be able to keep all those guys because of the obvious nature of the NBA cap situation. But hopefully with the negotiation right around the corner, maybe they can negotiate something that would benefit it so that a team like Orlando doesn't necessarily have to lose all of those dang kids. Because it's about, like I said, 8 of them, and there's no reason why they should ever leave. They were all drafted to the Magic except for Bol Bol. So it's like, they got their bird rights. Let's figure it out so that these teams can stay together, and these scouts can be rewarded for putting together these fantastic units. So that's what I want to say, man. Shout out to Orlando for that. That's what's on my mind, man. Like I said, it's going to be a rapid fire. Hopefully the video uploads. As I told you guys, I made the Detroit videos, Detroit Lakers, and they did not upload. And then I made another Laker video. It also didn't upload, and then I had that issue again with the Laker video that I just uploaded. So what I had to do was a few little things, undo the app and all that. So we'll see if things continue to upload. We'll see if I have any issues. But as far as I can tell, there should be nothing keeping me from doing what I normally do with this channel tonight for the Los Angeles Laker game. So look for that. And if anything else comes up, of course, I will attempt to upload it. And we'll see if it either does or doesn't. But I ain't going nowhere. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.